single act of mine, be thou my guide.
In every single act of mine, be thou my guide.
For a moment of my life, please be with me.
I bind unto myself today the power of God to hold and lead, His eye to watch, His might to stay, His ear to hearken to my need.
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्भय अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं भूर प्रसाद
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Dear brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, friends, guests, a very hearty welcome to all of you from the Sri Sathya Sai Charitable Trust and the trustees who are all here. Thank you very much for taking making the journey, long travel. Many of you have traveled from distant parts of UK. And it's wonderful to see you all assemble here to celebrate the spirit of loving service to society. Our founder trustee, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, his entire life, he lived and he taught nothing else but love and service. Today, physically he is not with us, but where he is and from where he is blessing all of us, there are only two words that represent him: love all, serve all. His vision is so broad. His vision is so, magnanimous, just glorifying you, just aligning with the thought that love all, irrespective of who we are, where we are from, who we worship, and what we do, but to unite the whole of humanity. The two things that he identified for us so easily is love and service. I have not come here to start another religion, or I have not come here to disturb people's faiths. That was his statement, and he lived it. And having lit the lamp of love in our hearts, I think it's only apt that we light a lamp in tribute for the life and for the teachings he has given us all. Today, we have got representatives of charities, about 20 of them here. They've all come because we're celebrating the joy of being together, joy of serving together. Each of us may be working in different fields. Each of us may be doing different things. But we are not in competition. This is in collaboration. Each one of us is doing good work. We raise awareness of the good work that we are doing. I think the goodwill quotient will go up, and that actually be of great benefit to us for our own individual development and growth, but also for change. And change is the way of life as we move through life. We can share our thoughts, our knowledge, and together we can make a big difference in this world. The Sathya Sai Charitable Trust was formed with that vision, had lived that vision.
On April 24th, 2011, Baba left his mortal coil. And today here we are, thousands of miles away from that place, reminiscing his presence, his teachings, the energy that is very much alive in every heart that is present here today. 45 years has been in his presence. 18 years before that. So at the age of 63 now, I stand here still as the very same teenager, humbled by the amount of wisdom that is there in this universe, humbled by the amount of opportunity that is there in this universe, humbled by the fact that there is so much divinity in every being, human, animal, trees, plants, that we get to share that consciousness, how small we are as individuals, how magnificent we are as a group. Unity is divinity. Almost he would nudge you if he has to stop you from just continuing to talk. He would just nudge you and you would say, okay, Swami, I'm done, and take namaskar. So right next to him, I chanted this prayer, may I be. I looked at him, and with all humility and joy, I said, may I be an instrument of thy peace. I finished my prayer, and I bent down and touched his feet. And Swami looked at me and said, how many more years, like a beggar, you will say, may I, may I, may I. Inke enta sepu beggar laga itla chepte untavu, he said. And he made this face, may I, may I. What is this, like a beggar, may I, may I. And then came the most beautiful, beautiful statement. He said, when are you going to say, I am an instrument of your peace? I am an instrument. Eppudu cheptavu? When are you going to say that? I am an instrument. And therefore, from that day till today, this is my prayer. You may call it affirmation, you may call it prayer, it doesn't matter. I am an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, I sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is despair, hope. From this moment on, I will not seek as much to be loved as I will seek out to love.
Divine friends, it's an immense privilege to be here amongst you on this day to celebrate human values. I started my spiritual journey as a young man. I was 21 years old, and I was leading quite a hedonistic lifestyle. I was in a band. I was really enjoying life. Busking, doing all the things young people often in Western society do. And I was in Carmarthen in South Wales, walked into a cafe and saw this Asian gentleman dressed in a suit, and sitting next to him was a Western gentleman. And he looked me in the eyes and smiled at me. Didn't say a word. And I had the most profound experience of love. I was saturated in Anandam. And I couldn't cope with it. I burst into tears. I walked out the cafe. I didn't know what I had experienced. It was the most profound experience in my life. I didn't know who this man was, why I felt like that. And then the person who I was with, my friend, said, well, that's Guru from Skandervale. And I knew if I ever set foot in this place called Scandervale, my life would be transformed. And he talked about awareness. He talked about life. He talked about cause and effect. He talked about the unity of everyone and everything. And he talked about the illusion of being separate. My journey, my sadhana, my path. And very, very quickly, I came to experience that what true sadhana is about service to life. Absolute service to all of life, not just human life. Every plant, every tree, every fish, every bird, every animal. And Guru would go on, and not just talk about, but he would serve life in his every action, in his every interaction. There was one very interesting experience that Guru shared with us about when he went to see Baba. And this was in the formation of Scandervale. He had the most amazing love for Baba. And Baba asked him a question. Oh, you're having a goshala, so you have cows and bulls. And Baba said, what do you do with the bulls? Because they're not easy to look after. Most places would sell them, would kill them. And Guru said, we care for them. We care for them because the presence of God is in that life. Baba was very happy. For every single person can relate to love. Every single person yearns to experience and express love. Love is this cornerstone of spirituality. Where there is God, there is love. Where there is love, there is God. And when a group of people come together and act in love, unconditional love, not I'll love you if you love me, or I love you more than I love you. Unconditional love, that is the love of God. No strings attached. A spontaneous expression of our higher self. Then what happens is we become love through that expression of love. We experience and realize our true nature. We become and are pure instruments of the divine. The divine being that spontaneous expression of love within us in service to life.
Sai 3 rows in front of us. We were in the 4th row. We were very disappointed, very, very disappointed. We thought, today we're not going to have Padam Naskar of Swami. Very disappointed. Swami comes, does his round, stands in front of us. We're 4 rows behind. And my dad, all of a sudden, he just dives at Swami's feet. It was like an Olympic diver. He just dived at Swami's feet. And we all thought, oh no, Dad's going to get told off, because there was a lot of discipline in those days, and Swami didn't like indiscipline like that. But instead of being told off, Baba patted my dad on the back, very loud. You could hear him pat him on the back, and he was very happy. He said something to my dad, which I don't remember now, maybe very happy or bahut khush hai or something, I don't remember. But everybody in our group, we were so elated that day. We were so elated because we were so dejected before, that now Swami gave my dad Padam Naskar, and we felt that we'd all had his blessings. After that, we went to Puttaparthi. Swami went to Puttaparthi, and we followed, and we had plenty of darshan. And we were very fortunate to have a couple of interviews in Bangalore and in Puttaparthi. Thereafter, I used to visit with Mum and Dad almost every year, every couple of years. Dad, of course, would go several times a year. Yeah. I recall one time around the mid-80s, we were in an interview. Dad was there. I'm sure Mum and Seema were there as well, my sister. And Swami turns to me and he says, I am your only friend. I'm your friend and your only friend. What he was trying to tell me was, I had plenty of friends whom I was very close to. I thought they were my good friends, but Swami was telling me, no, I am your only friend. So he put out his hand and he said, shake my hand, I'm your friend. So I, of course, shook Swami's hand. My dad was shocked. He said, how can you shake Swami's hand? You have to do Padam Naskar. I'm saying, Dad, Swami's he didn't put it out like this. He put it out like this. He said, come, shake my hand. So, of course, I shook my hand, and my dad said, Padam Naskar kar, like Dad was so, this guy, what is he doing? Teenage boy shaking hands. But that's what Swami asked me to do, and I was very, very happy to shake his hands and be Swami's friend. So my dad would say to him, because he said Swami is my mother and my father. So to me, I can say Swami is my friend. Dad passed away November 2008, on the 6th of November. Mum, Seema and I went to Puttaparthi after doing the final rites in Hardwar. I went to sit in the veranda where I normally sit, which was a little bit at the back. But all the uncles there, they said, no, you have to come and sit in your dad's place. I sat there. A couple of times I would come and somebody else would be sitting there, and I wouldn't ask them to move. I would let them sit there, and I sat at the back. But ladies and gentlemen, every time I sat where my dad sat, Swami came to me. He gave me Padam Naskar. He might have spoken to me. But every time I sat in Dad's seat, Swami blessed me. Dad walked in and he said, Swami, my prasad. Deta, I'm giving you. Swami said, Dad said, no, I'm going now. Yes, I'll give you before you go. Swami, my car is outside. I'm leaving now. I need the prasad now. You said you would give it to me. Dad was speaking in Hindi, Punjabi, English mix. He said, you said you'd give it to me. I'm leaving now. Give me my prasad. So Swami gave, reluctantly I would say, but he gave Dad his prasad. I say reluctantly because I think I knew when Dad was telling me the story that the end is near for my dad. But anyways, Dad got his prasad and he left. So this uncle tells me there were a few other people sitting there in the residence, and one of them turns to the other guy and says, who is this man? How can he speak to Swami like this? So Swami heard, he turned around and said, you do not know who this is. This is the King of England. I will just end with a very short quote from Dad's book, 25 Years with Divinity. If complete faith is placed in the Lord at all times, He will not deny His grace to anyone. He will not desist from helping us.
As we lovingly call him Uncle Puri, it is my privilege to invite him on stage. So as a token of our love, token of our admiration for his constant engagement and advice to us over so many years, 44 years now since our trust has been here, we just a small token of appreciation, respect and love for Uncle Balram Puri. By Dr. Kiran Patel, who is our secretary. He was one of the first students in Baba's University, came all the way from Kampala and was part of Baba's mission as well.
It is my good fortune that Swami assigned me the duty of establishing his very first trust outside India. That the Charity Commission, in response to my application for registration, wrote in their letter of 17 February 1979, I quote, "To teach and carry out the message of love is a very vague purpose." I organized a meeting with the concerned official and explained that what the founder trustee wants is that these trustees to meet the objectives like advancement of education, relief of poverty and sickness, with love and affectionate feelings rather than as an obligation. The officer, after listening to my explanation, gave a big smile and assured me that the trust would be registered and I would receive the papers in due course. The trust has always adhered to the objectives very strictly and at all the times. The first donation by the trust was an establishment of a chair of a professor in the University of Puttaparthi, thus meeting the objective of advancement of education. Later, the trust concentrated its donations for the construction of a super specialty hospital in Puttaparthi, meeting with the objective of relief of sickness, for supply of drinking water to the remote villages, as poor village women had to walk long distances to fetch water. So this was again, the trust met the objective of relief of poverty. I am so much pleased that the objective of the trust since its registration has never been changed. If I have the responsibility of the trust now, I would like to consider any application for donation from any science center in UK or any other organization or an individual, provided the project meets any of the objectives of the trust and subsequently submits a report about the use of funds. Having spoken about the disbursement of funds, let me also share with you about the brief that I received when the trust was formed for the collection of funds. I was told that for the collection of funds, I do not have to approach anybody for the funds. How difficult it was. Donations have to be voluntary, and from those only, mark it, those only who can really afford, and not from those who really need the help. My duty was just to talk about the projects in as much details as possible. At first, the approach appeared to me very difficult, but believe me, with the grace of God Almighty, the trust received large amounts of donations. Let me also talk to you something which already have been mentioned in details, you see, by Dr. Ayer and others. Swami advised the devotees in very different forms. One was the short phrase like, help ever, hurt never. I personally feel that if we can just follow the later half of this saying, hurt never, perhaps the help ever will follow it. And to this help ever and hurt never, I keep it help ever, hurt never, hate never. And for me, it is hurt never, hate never. Finally, I like to congratulate the present trustees to organize today's function, which is first of its kind. This is the first time I could see the trust holding such a good, nice function. Dear trustees, you all are doing an excellent work. Keep it up. My best wishes are with you and shall continue to march with you.
The best way to love God is to love all, serve all.
The best way to love God is to love all and serve all.
మనం అందరినీ ప్రేమించాలి.
We should love all.
అందరినీ సేవించాలి.
We should serve all.
సేవే మనకు ప్రధానమైన కర్తవ్యం.
Service is our duty.
For poverty relief, the Trust has supported food banks in the UK, so also food programs in Sri Lanka, Nepal, and during COVID in India.
For us, so we're really thankful and grateful for what's come in. So we've got a lot of UHT milk, which is one of the things that we're always short of. Also, we brought in a lot of jam because we didn't have any jam at all. And part of this has already gone up to the picking area.
Yeah.
And then tinned fruit and tinned potatoes.
Sickness relief. The Trust tends to take a holistic approach, which is in line with what Swami had expected. It is not restricted to people only. It covers all beings, including animal welfare. Eco-care, which is also the care of the environment, and supporting hospice.
Supporting value-based education is a key aspect of our Trust work in this country and around the world. To achieve this, the Trust has supported a number of projects, school development projects, infrastructure development projects in countries such as Nepal, Zambia, Malawi, Haiti. It has organized talks, Walk for Values events in Leicester and Harrow. It supported schools in different parts of the country, including Milton Keynes, Bournemouth, Leicester. And not just this, it has supported a number of schools through breakfast meals programs and providing study materials, in some cases even clothing to needy students. Swami's Trust also organizes a number of well-being events in university settings.
Focusing very much on UK-based projects, whether that be organisations, charities, and various different multi-faith organisations too. And what's really been the underlying thread with our relationships with everyone has been religion, which is love. Our Guru, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, has always said, love all, serve all. And really, if I am to be honest, as trustees, we've really been on the receiving end of so much love with every relationship that we've been fortunate enough to work with this year and last. And It's been very inspirational and a learning experience. And, we often think that, we are the doers, and we always get told by the divine who comes and sort of kicks us in our head and shows us that we're mere instruments of his work. So thank you very much to all the relationships that we've had in the past since the very founding of this trust, with Uncle Puri, who's obviously here today, and Uncle Kushal, who's one of our most older trustees, and so many trustees in the past who sowed the seeds to what this trust is today, to allow us as youth and younger generation to have this as such a spiritual, precious platform for us to really grow as individuals, but also service to man and humanity. So thank you, and we look forward to working with yourselves and many more.
The Sri Sathya Sai Charitable Trust is a neutral body who has and will support all work unifying the spirit of service, and hopes to do this by holding hands with all members who sing the name of our beloved Lord Sai, and from here extend our hands of service into our communities. Bhagwan Baba has always said that a family that prays together stays together, and with this same ethos we continue to extend our hands of friendship to serve those less fortunate than us. We as a trust will be looking to build a platform to celebrate our Guru's 100th birthday as one Sai family, and it is only once we all hold hands that we can truly show in action what our Baba came here to teach us: love in action.
Have a heart to care and a smile to share. That's what we're talking about. Give a helping hand to you in any land. That's what we're talking about. Care and share around the world. Care and share, let's build the world. Care and share around the world. Care and share, let's build the world.
I am a little ant. Oh, please don't step on me. I only sting when I am scared. I squash so easily. You are so very big, and I so very small. Well, even if I stepped on you, it wouldn't hurt at all. No, it wouldn't, Dr. Aya. If you don't hurt me, I won't hurt you. If you respect me, I respect you too. You know I'll blow away if you only sneeze. Oh, bless you. So even if you can't love me, just don't hurt me, please. I am a little ant. Oh, please don't step on me. I only sting when I am scared. I scorch so easily. You
Love, peace, righteousness, and truth. Yes, we gotta keep all the values growing in our hearts day to day, leading our lives in the right way. Love, peace, righteousness, and truth. Yes, we gotta keep all the values growing in our hearts day to day, leading our lives in the right way. 1, 2, 3. Save your food for those who need. Everything is divine. Save your money for a selfless deed. Everything is divine. For Swami advises, sealing all desires daily. Remember, daily, remember, everything is divine.
Narayana Narayana Om Sathya Narayana 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 Om Sathya Narayana Narayana Om Sathya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Satgurudeva Narayana Narayana Om Sathya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Sathya Narayana Narayana सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की